This is a topic that's very, very common that so many guys speak about, and that is finding their passion, their kind of mission, their purpose, their gift to the world. And we often try to overthink it, like, oh, but what is my passion? Maybe it's art, and maybe it's martial arts, but maybe it's this and this and this. But really think to yourself, if you're a guy on self improvement, then quite simply, your passion, your gift to the world, is most likely something related to self improvement. This is something that really blew my mind, which is so simple. It's that, like, okay, I want passion, I want purpose, I want to do something I like for my business so I can actually make money with things I like rather than just going with money with agency or with TikTok and these random guys are telling me to do this. And you ask yourself, what is that? And then you're like wondering, oh, but what is my passion? What is my purpose? And then you're trying to overthink, but you enjoy self improvement, right? You enjoy improving yourself. You enjoy maybe fitness, maybe mindset, maybe any endeavor. Or I don't know what, like any topic. Yeah, that's the word. Maybe it's mentality. Maybe it's mindset. Maybe it's sleep. And what I love about YouTube is that you can literally talk about anything that could benefit you. A life lesson that you learned. For example, right now I literally learned that it's so simple to find your passion. It's just really what you obsess over it. And if you're a guy of self-improvement, then it's going to be something related to improving yourself. It's probably not going to be like art. It might be, but just to make this simple and to get like your business starting running, because this is what I'm doing. I'm starting to like synthesize what I've learned. For example, I literally just learned something and I'm just teaching it to you, so you can almost skip the step of, I don't know, however long, like, I don't know, maybe weeks and months of you wondering what your purpose and your what's it called, I don't know, I forgot the word, but what your like purpose is, without I'm wasting time trying to look for it, and I'm just kind of giving you the answer. And this is what I love about YouTube, is you can genuinely speak about anything, and people will listen to you. Like people can learn from you, and then when people learn from you, they like you, and then when they like you, then I don't know, you can just even funnel them to other things. Like, there's so many things you can do with this. This is what I truly love about YouTube. You can share your stories, you can share your wins, you can share your losses. Maybe you went through a breakup, maybe you went through, I don't know, maybe you learned a new sleep tactic, a new cold shower tactic, a new whatever. And the best part is when you're authentic, when you're not putting on any filter. For example, right now I'm speaking to you like I'm speaking to you like if I was speaking to anyone. I'm not putting on this filter of like, oh, I'm more confident, or of what's up, guys. None of that. This is how I speak normally. And since I'm speaking normally, I'm speaking, giving normal advice, giving it like I genuinely would. The people that actually like me, maybe it's you, are actually gonna like me. They're not gonna like me because I'm acting like another person. And this is what I want you to do. I literally just want you to start posting videos about what you've learned, your journey. Because think about how powerful YouTube is as an asset. You already heard from Rich Dad Poor Dad, or maybe you haven't read that book, but what did Rich Dad Poor Dad teach us? That the rich own assets and the poor own liabilities that think are assets, or just quite simply own liabilities. For example, having good mental health is an asset, because that means you want to do work. You're actually mentally healthy. You're not going into different directions of porn, junk, video games, because you're actually mentally healthy. You can actually focus. That's an asset. Assets are not like this, like, oh, an house or real estate or stocks. Those are assets, but as a beginner, those are probably not the assets you want to be focusing on. Assets could be just a good money mindset, a good fitness mindset, a good relationship mindset. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, don't reply to women as fast as possible because that makes you needy if you're like checking your phone 24/7. Something like that. That's an asset that helps you rather than just making a mistake, really. Or a mistake. And imagine you're giving your advice on YouTube, maybe you're synthesizing, and you actually enjoy it. This is the best part. You actually enjoy the journey. I love teaching this message of enjoying the journey, because the journey is your whole life, basically. If you don't enjoy the journey, then what's the point of getting to the destination? Really let that sink in. What is the point of the journey of hating everything you do just to make a little bit of money? Like agency, you're hearing like these big guys telling you about agency, yet first probably don't understand it. You're like, what the hell? How does agency work? You're like, okay, you connect a client to a lead. I mean, to a prospect and a contractor and a client, but I didn't even know what it means. With so many different business models, you might not even enjoy them. And even if you're like doing a business model, imagine having YouTube as an asset where you can literally, maybe in the future, maybe the audience that you've built that actually like you because you're authentic, you're giving your real life advice, you're not putting any filter of trying to be more masculine, trying to be more big, trying to be more confident, trying to be someone you're not. So really think about how powerful it would be to have this asset of YouTube, of giving your advice. How many people that like love you, you create your own brand, your own brand under yourself. Like, you become this like high level guy rather than just this nobody who's making 3K a month through agency. Really think about it. That's something that I really haven't thought about, but really imagine, you're like, when you're thinking about agency or copywriting or TikTok partnership, whatever it's called, you're just another guy who did agency or copywriting or TikTok partnership. Are you really that special? Like, when you really think about it, are you really, really that special? Because yeah, you might be making some money, but have you helped people? I mean, maybe you have. With when you think about it, like TikTok, yeah, you make money, but maybe you might help your family. But imagine you're like teaching your advice on YouTube. And of course, I have my own biases. Of course, I'm teaching things on YouTube, so I have my own bias of, okay, I want other people to also teach. I'm giving you this advice because you're gonna be my competitor if you actually take this advice. But I don't care. You see, if I'm telling you this advice, then you're actually gonna like me more. And even if you're a competitor, you're gonna like me because now you're thinking, okay, this guy Matthew's telling me that YouTube is an asset. And then you're gonna kind of have that belief, and then you're gonna like me more. So you see, you might be my competitor, but I genuinely want to help you. I don't just want to. I was about to say I don't really want to steal from the world, like just with agency or TikTok, but that isn't really like stealing. You're like maybe giving your gift to your family, but that's really what I've been thinking about, what I've implemented to my life. And probably just do what you really enjoy, because one last point I want to go through is, when you actually enjoy the journey, imagine you love the journey, you enjoy working, you enjoy spending time, you will literally work for 12 hours a day. There's generally guys, I could work for 12 hours a day. I could read a book for 12 hours a day. I could like learn. That's basically what I'm doing here. I'm learning and then synthesizing, which is teaching you on camera, and then living my own life. Yesterday, for example, I went to the park and I realized that reading in the park amongst other people is way better than reading on my own in my dark little room. That's something I could teach. Maybe I could teach like how to read better, and maybe I could put like Atomic Habits on the title, because this book told you to like make the habit attractive. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the habit attractive to go outside into nature, where I actually want to go. I want to go outside into nature. I want to like be around other guys, because quite frankly, being in my room, in my dark room, it's kind of like lonely. It's kind of like sad. So I took that advice and then I tried it out, and I'm like, oh whoa, it's so nice to read in the park. It's like the sunset, it's so beautiful. There's like dogs around. There's just men, women, everyone. It's like a community. It's like almost like a tribe, even though like they're not my tribe. There's just like there's human connection. And imagine if I just taught that to you. You could maybe skip, I don't know, maybe a few weeks of you having to read in a dark room, and then realize, oh, but I could read in nature. You see, this is the main thing, where you save time from other people. That's basically what you're doing when you really think about it. And the thing I want to talk about is enjoying the journey, because this is such a powerful thing that I had to learn this the hard way, which was, I generally woke up every single morning, every single day, disciplined, waking up at 6 a.m, literally almost ignoring my family, because I want to focus down on one thing and one thing only, and that was copywriting. Because I heard the advice, okay, that if you want to succeed, then you're gonna have to focus down on one business model, only, and when you focus down on one business model, that's when you're actually gonna get success, instead of going in all of these different directions. And I'm not kidding, bro. I literally have this on my wall, going all in different directions, making no progress, going in one direction or making progress. I generally had this on my wall. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go all into copywriting. I'm not gonna get any other beliefs, other business models. I'm just gonna go all into copywriting. and I sacrificed my self-improvement, a little bit of my health, really, because at some point I learned this tactic of a flow state task where you literally wake up, you do nothing, you literally don't even take a cold shower, you don't meditate, you don't visualize your goals, you literally just wake up and instantly go into your computer, start getting into a flow state task. Because the idea was that you get up and your brain waves are really, when you just woken up, your brain waves are really similar to the ones in flow, which is when you have no thoughts in your brain, when you're like in the zone, as the professional athletes call it. So I tried it, it worked, but my mental health really did suffer because sometimes I didn't meditate, I didn't take cold showers because I just didn't want to, kind of like want to just work because it was like so nice to be in a flow state. And then one day I went out with my parents and to the park after a really long time, and my dad said these words that really hit me, which was, enjoy the journey. And the idea was that you do something you actually enjoy, because think about it, your whole life is gonna end up being the journey. Because when you really think about it, imagine if you make 3K a month, let's say, yeah, you're doing any business model, you're doing like, I don't know, agency or some random business model that you don't even enjoy, you make some money in it, but when you make the money, then what's really the point? You're spending all your day working in this business you don't even like just to make some bread. Yeah, it's nice to make money, but at the end of the day, money will just get old. Like, eventually you're gonna get used to the things you can buy, used to the things, like, yeah, right now I have the same feeling, like, oh yeah, money would change my life. It generally would. It would change the lives of so many guys, of me as well. But imagine if you're doing something you love. It might not be as fast, it might not be as flashy, it might not be as fast as agency, as people telling you, oh, I made 500 a day with the TikTok partnership, or I landed a 3K client with my agency. It's not as flashy, it's not as big. But when you can do something you enjoy, you can actually stick to it for the long run. You can actually stick to YouTube, for example. For me, I could genuinely be doing YouTube, even if I didn't get any views or any payment, because I actually genuinely love speaking, giving my advice, and people generally benefiting from it. And yeah, so I could have gone into agency, I could have continued copywriting, I was decently getting a very good success. I wasn't like outreaching, I knew how to get clients as well. But I didn't. I took this advice and it's really powerful. So if you can adopt this advice, or maybe one day, if you don't really take this advice too seriously, maybe one day you'll realize that this was the right way to go all along. So that was really just what I've learned, what I wanted to speak about. And it's crazy to think about that you're actually learning these kinds of big, great, powerful things. We're learning this, we're learning good advice, we're improving ourselves while everybody else is watching YouTube, maybe watching like motivational shorts, Tate screaming at their face, trying to be motivated. They get motivated to go to the gym, and then that's it. That's all they get motivated for. While all of those other guys, the normies, are out there. You're improving yourself, and I'm genuinely proud of you for that. And I don't say that just to like stroke your ego or anything, because I tell this to myself. I'm genuinely proud I'm improving myself, because at the end of the day, no one, absolutely no one, I mean, maybe, but no one is forcing you to be on self-improvement. Nobody's forcing you to start a business. Nobody's forcing you to go to the gym, to meditate, to eat clean. Generally, no one's forcing you. You could generally be like normies around the world who are eating junk food, who are going out partying, who are taking drugs, who are fapping every single day. You could generally be like them. But you're literally sacrificing your time to delay gratification and be happier in the future, because you're not forced. You could be playing video games, you could be fapping. Nobody's forcing you to start a business. Nobody's forcing you to do this. That's why I'm so happy to I'm so happy to see other guys on self-improvement. That's why I tell myself, this is why I don't just say this to like stroke your ego. I genuinely mean this. I genuinely say this from the bottom of my heart. And I really hope you benefited from this video.